This is white bald quarterback Colin Kaepernick.
I mean, ultimately, it's to bring awareness and make people, realize what's really going on in this country.
We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier.
And colluder-in-chief Roger Goodell, who still remains unsigned through an entire league's cooperation.
There are a lot of things that are going on that are unjust, people aren't being held accountable for, and that's something that needs to change.
No matter how many times he apologizes, no matter how much money the NFL gives to various social justice, number one question remains: when will Colin Kaepernick be signed? Period.
We, the National Football League, believe Black Lives Matter.
Because doing good PR is, well, easy.
It is not about the flag. The message here that what our players is doing is being mischaracterized. Mm-hmm. These are not people who are unpatriotic.
Yeah.
They're not disloyal.
Really easy. Even after all the fluff pieces, signing Colin Kaepernick remains a bridge they just won't cross. Because deep down, their laurels are ingrained in the continued existence of white supremacy. So Cap does what he continues to do: 5 a.m. workouts, healthy dieting, staying in shape, awaiting that phone call from an NFL franchise. A call we truly have been waiting for since a league-wide hint, hint, wink, wink from one owner to another, one GM to another, one coach to another. Do not sign this guy by any means necessary, even if, for example,
Burrow leaves the game.
The Bengals starter, Joe Burrow.
He was laying there motionless.
The Chicago Bears starter.
Mitchell Trubisky injury news on the Chicago Bears. There's a lot going out.
And backup.
32 of the 40 sacks that have come on Carson Wentz have been after 4 seconds, Greg.
The Eagles, who are somehow in contention in a putrid division, could win it if they had a quarterback, because this guy isn't doing anything. The Cowboys, who lost their starter.
And then had a pretty vicious helmet-to-helmet hit.
And backup to injury. The Carolina Panthers lost their starter to a knee injury, as did the Jacksonville Jaguars, tapping University of Idaho quarterback Jake Luton. My point being, through the Landry Joneses, the Matt Barkleys, the Josh Johnsons, and even career backups, and current ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky, no offense, the hierarchy of white NFL owners with a few minorities allowed entry in the club would rather lose games than sign a winning quarterback. A quarterback who was closer to winning a Super Bowl than the majority of these owners in the last few decades. The league can allow decals with names on them. They can have Alicia Keys sing Lift Every Voice. Although, at the end of the day, the fact remains.
This is a success, right? This is the next thing. For me, it was like action.
Did you kneel to what you stand?
What?
Did you kneel to what you stand?
Okay. I think we passed kneeling.
Signing a guy whose message they co-opted, did good PR for, and hardly implemented into society is just too much of an ask. A guy who rang the bell on structural racism in this country, that people should not be prosecuted, harassed, and murdered because of the color of their skin, it's too much to ask. In Megan Rapinoe's book, she wrote, as Tina Charles, one of the best basketball players in the world, pointed out, wearing breast cancer ribbons to raise awareness was fine. Raising awareness of racism in a league in which 70% of the players were black was not. They can still right this wrong. They just don't care to.